to see that.
Yeah, and you know, maybe trying to come out with some interesting strategies here, but it looks like they all put them away, and it's going to be DC Minutemen on the bad side off the break here, so they're going to have to look for a way to break into those P2 spawns. Paris Renegades trying to get as much time as they can on this P1, but it's a fight for middle off the break. Sox shooting underneath the tank, picks up one, and, you know, that's going to be a DC Minutemen favor for the time being, but Bucky trying to shut down that hold, as DC Minutemen yet to get any sort of time here on the P1.
AR shot across, denied the space on the early time, and now Bucky going to be able to step onto the P1. Great early favor towards Paris. Robbie holding down the middle zone, allowing his team to push up, and Dahmers has the Volk in hand, one of the most underrated weapons in this Call of Duty. It's such a great gun, but now Robbie on the flank manages to find the second, finds the third with the pistol as well. Dahmer is going to be the last one in the backside. Ziplix is going to pick him up. The last remaining ditch effort comes in from Sid. Bookie as well, quick on the trade, but that rest of the time going the way of DC. However, Paris set up for the new hill onto the P2. Have the bottom church control as well. Unfortunately, the field going the way of DC. And the flood going to come through from that top side of the minimap.
Yeah, they're working for those spawns for the time being. It's a three-man push through those back arches, and it's going to be Bucky trying to shut it down, but Robbie is able to get that kill. Super Perk picks up one, picks up two to shut down the push, but DC Minutemen still get those spawns in their control, but Paris Renegades still have the time. Super Perk finds himself on a 3, and now DC Minutemen have to push in from the plat. Ray picks up one, sees two more in front of him, picks up another one, and the kills are just flying back and forth, Zenny, but Paris Renegades still do not have control of this hill, even though they did re-secure those spawns.
Yeah, Ziplix picks up two. Sox as well finds the cleanup. Bucky going to be the last one up. That's a second for Sox. And the split spawns come to favor DC Minutemen as they're going to be able to grab the rest of this scrap time. Already rotation. People flying across the map. Robbie finds one. Dahmer's on the trade. Super Perp as well. Now Ziplix has to make the solo play. His teammates are going to spawn across the map from him. He manages to find Dahmers, but the pinch will certainly come in. Will he be able to find the kill? Not exactly. And the early rotation set up for Paris. Early time going their way, but the break now all on DC.
The break on DC for sure, but we've seen these new Tuscan spawns that can break at any time. Ziplix trying to make his way through those arches, but one kill goes onto that backside, and now DC Minutemen have sort of, you know, a lack of pressure to open up the front side of the hill, but Robbie looking for any kill he can get. He picks up one, sitting at 9 and 3 net right now, frying with that automaton, looking for the kill on Super Perp, but Super Perp takes him down, looking for one more player on that hill time, and the rest of the Paris Renegades flood in from the back and take that hill for the time being. But, you know, it's so back and forth here with those close spawns now. Zenny, Paris Renegades, they're forced to rotate, but they have a 20-point lead. But DC Minutemen should get the rest of the scrap time and make it close.
Yeah, DC Minutemen will actually make this very close here on the scrap time. Sox managing to pick up two. Split spawns now for Paris. The Sid's going to be able to pick up one, so a pinch will come onto the point for Paris. Shots on the Sox at new, and Paris have flooded the new time. Only one player is there to contest. Robbie finds two. Not going to be able to find the third. The early trade, though, from Ray. Paris continuing to spawn in the back, but a backwards assault now for them as they're going to have to break in through that backside as DC look to hold from the front. The flood coming now from this ramp. Will they be able to find the opening kills? Dahmers opens it up. Ziplix on the trade, though. Bookie as well. Cons the reflag, and kills continue to fly back and forth. Super Perp manages to clean up the last. Sid playing the cutoff, and Paris have used their spawns to gain control and will continue to garner this time.
Sox trying to sneak in from that top ladder area, though he gets one. The rest of the kills coming for the DC Minutemen, and player 6, that's Dahmers from the Paris Renegades, is already rotated to that P5. And if I was Dahmers, I probably would have rotated that early. You could have held down some solid time on the rest of that P4, but instead, DC Minutemen are able to get the scrap. But you know, in this game, Zenny, the scrap can be oh so important on these hard points.
Yeah, especially when you're getting close into those nitty-gritty seconds. A second can be the difference between your win and your loss. Robbie 14 and 8, almost double positive as he gets taken down there, but Paris continue to flood out these kills. That's going to be a 4 down. DC spawning up radio side. Sid pushing out for the early cuts, finds one to Robbie. Quick trade, though. Super Perp picks out, finds the kill. Bucky as well. Sox going to be the last remaining DC player off of spawn, gets taken down, and now continuing to flood. They'll have to come through the same lines of sight. Dahmers already set up as well. Ray, Robbie find two of their own. Sox gets taken down, though, but the push from DC finally looks to be successful.
Yeah, and they're getting the scrap time yet again. I mean, this has been the story of the DC Minutemen so far. They've been doing such a great job of finding these final kills on the hill, but as I say that, Paris Renegades fight their way back in, and Bucky is able to get the final kill to get the last 15 seconds. But Paris Renegades need to focus up on the second P1. I mean, what we said in the first series was the second P1 can be oh so much of a money hill here. But if Paris Renegades keep frying out, it's going to leave Sox on the hill alone. And now he's going to have to fight through an onslaught of Paris Renegade players. But he has some teammates behind him now, and the P1 hold is in.
Yeah, and good play to DC. Even though you have the bad spawns here, it's just better to have bad spawns than to not know what spawns are at all. Avoiding the awkward situations, they set up Ziplix for the flank. He finds two there. The rest of the team cleans up, pushing through to hopefully block these spawns, but they spawn up right in front of him. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to notice that, especially with the split. The kills come through for Paris as the spawns not quite red, and the pinch as well from Super Perp. The spawns get a little bit wacky, looking to put DC on the back foot.
Yeah, and Super Perp trying to get those spawn kills, and I mean, kind of a lucky break there for the Paris Renegades. I mean, the split comes in, they weren't expecting it, and now they get the final seconds of those time. And not only do they get that, they have the rotations for new as well. But nobody focuses on it, and player one sneaks his way through. But the spawns are still in for that deep side for the Paris Renegades. Now it's going to be Sox left alone against Super Perp, and he gets taken down. Let's see if Paris Renegades can create a hold this time around on the P2.
Yeah, Ray stunned down, manages to find one, a 3 versus 3 assault. Bucky and Donners pick up 2. Ziplix manages to flip through the back. Gonna have to take this gunfight against Super Perp. Gets the shots in. If he kills him, he might be able to flip these spawns out, but gets taken down. Sid on the cleanup as well, and now the front, coming through L, pushing through Platt. Gonna have to be the play for DC. A quick kill, but quickly traded. Ramp now getting flooded by the men in blue. Bucky finds one. Super Perp as well. Bucky on a 5 streak as well. Super Perp on a 4. Going for these streaks now. Bucky one off the glide. Can he find it? So huge for this P3 rotation, especially as they're spawning these DC players in the back. 20 seconds of scrap time. It'll go the way of DC, but the rotation needs to be on point for both of them.
Yes, and the rotation's oh so important if you can hold down this P3, but we know it can be tough at times. Paris Renegades find themselves a decent lead here, so this P3 can be the game changer here for the DC Minutemen, or it can break it right here as the kills come in for the Paris Renegades. DC Minutemen spawning out deep, and now player 2, it's going to be Robbie, the last DC Minutemen here to hold down the push, but the spawns are coming in close, and now DC Minutemen find their way back into the hill. Paris forced to fight from the rooftop side.
Yeah, and forcing from the rooftop side, they managed to find 2. Not going to be able to find the next as quickly retraded. Robbie chows out. Dahmer's on a 5 now, needs 2 more for the glide. The men in blue have continued to hold from the front. The kills continue to go back and forth, flooding from fire, flooding from rooftops. The trades continue to go back and forth, and DC hold on to the hill. 20 seconds left will make this a tie game. As we will head to the Church Hill. The push still from Paris. They're going to continue to send players here. Trades back and forth. 2-4-2. And finally, Paris will back off. Player number 1, though, Sox has managed to sneak through. Goes for the kill. Trying to hunt. Not going to be able to find it. And now he's given up such a huge power position. Paris most surely rocking down the rotation. But the push coming from top Church now for DC.
Yeah, DC trying to fight their way through the top, and Sox is able to get that big kill that he was looking for oh so long. Ray picks up another one. Sid trying to make that cutoff from the middle of the map, but it leaves him out alone. But Paris Renegades still have those back tank spawns, so DC Minutemen trying to read it. Sox gets that info that they're coming from that side. He slides on through. He sees one, but he plays his life oh so well, playing the trades with his teammates. But Dahmers with a big 2-piece nade onto Zyplex and Sox. Robbie stays alive here, though. Dahmers, though, with the last kill. He's 25-16 with that submachine gun, playing so well here in this Tuscan hardpoint. The game is oh so close, Zenny. We're almost at a tie game here.
Yeah, and Paris continue to just have to flood the front as the trades go back and forth. The spawns are all over the place in Paris. 20 seconds left. Honestly, for DC, just continue to hit this. Ziplix flies in, finds 2, but quickly traded out by Dahmers. 15 seconds left. Gonna be up to 2:15 now for Paris as the rotation to P5 comes through. Ray gonna be the first player here. First point of contact, takes down Bucky. That's gonna be huge, but the team nade comes through. So unfortunate. 2 players now on this time for DC. They find a kill, and they'll be able to hold this one down. They can win it here with just enough points. Will be one second they can test. We might be able to take it away from them. Nades coming through. Ziplix finding the kills, but Paris have broken on in. Quick trades out of each other. Nades flying back and forth. Crucial 1 versus 1 gunfight. The nade comes through, though, as well. Ziplix challenging into time on a 3 streak himself. His teammate is there to help him, and the kills continue to go back. So scrappy on this P5.
The fight for P5 is a never-ending onslaught of DC Minutemen and Paris Renegades players, but DC Minutemen have won the battles for the time being. They've found the most time here, and it's found their way back into the game as well. Super Perp forced to rotate to that P5, and DC Minutemen are gonna find the lead here, Zenny. But if Super Perp can stay alive here for as long as he wants, it's gonna be a tough rotation for the DC Minutemen. They're gonna have to fight their way through the Paris Renegades, and right now they have a good setup for the time being. They're gonna have to use their nades very well. Use your tacks, because you have to find a way to break into this hill within the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, and this has to be a break here. You do not want to go to a P2, and the setup from Paris is just infallible. Holding down mid, holding your flank, holding you, holding this main push. Super Perp just has to play his life. Gets taken down, though. Robbie finds the early pick, slides through into the bullets. His teammates manage to pick up 2. Ziplix goes huge. Sid's gonna be the one remaining on time. Finds 1, pushes up the side. Gonna try to be able to find the second kill. Can he do it? Trades come in from Super Perp. Got his AR support overhead. 13 seconds left for either of these teams. Will do it. Ray picks up 1, not gonna be able to pick up the second. A great kill out of Sid. 9 seconds remaining for Paris. Player in you. Robbie gets taken down. 1 player left. Sox goes huge. Gets the kill on the point. 1 player remaining. He's just laying down. Contest is what you need. If you hold out for just another couple seconds, it won't even matter. They can't even win off this time anymore. They'll have to rotate. Robbie manages to hold down this old time, but it doesn't even matter. Bookie comes in on the flank. Finds the kill. He's gonna be able to hold on to it. And Paris. 10 points ahead, hold it down in the P1, and that'll be up 1-0.
What an absolute grueler of a map 1, Zenny. I mean, that one was so back and forth. I thought Paris was going to be able to come away with it there at the end after this Robbie 2-piece, but they were not able to hold the time for long enough.
It's going to be a close one here. Obviously, like you said, round number 1, so important for the momentum, especially if you are DC Minutemen. You do not want to lose the round 1 immediately in this map number 2. Robbie posting up on the flank. It looks like no cross needed to watch. The A push has already been chosen. 2 players flooding in. 1 player plat. 1 player inside the point. Sid gets challenged quick. Ray managed to pick him up. No trade quite yet, but Dahmer's continuing to fire down. 4 versus 3 for DC. Sox going on the flank. Gets shot from fire. The trade, though, coming in. Ray picking up Dahmer's on the planters, and Super Perp backing off. Ray moves himself into fire, trying to look for this cross. Bookie on the flank as well. That player goes down in the middle of the map and offense. Looked poised to take round number 1.
Yeah, Super Perp the last alive in this 1v2, and DC Minutemen, they can just take their time here. They have the bomb locked down from that long train area. Robbie just playing his heady so perfectly with 12 seconds left. This one's kind of a wrap, so now it comes down to how many kills can Super Perp get before this round ends. He picks one up under Robbie. The last one alive is Ziplix. Can he find him as well? Looks like Ziplix should get the kill, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, great round of DC. Get the bomb down early. Ray finds 2. Just managing to pick up those kills, so important in order to get that bomb down. Forces Paris into a precarious situation. Super Perp tries to go huge, finds 3, not able to get the last nor the bomb defused, and so Ziplix will actually be on a 2 streak. Smarting small, but every seed has the chance to grow into a tree.
Yes, absolutely, Zenny. You can find your way to a glide bomb, from any sort of streak, whether it be a 2 streak or even a 1 streak. But it looks like Paris going to be working that B side, and it looks like DC Minutemen are more apt to hold down this A site. That player 2 takes down Sid, though. That is a big start to the round, and now they can work on the retake as a unit, as it looks like Sox with another kill with the sniper. 2 marksman shots out of Sox in the start of this round.
Not even to mention Ray has just gone on the flank. He's managed to find that kill. Dahmer's stuck in the bit of a rock and hard place, and Ziplix kills Dahmer's, jumps off the top of fire in celebration, ends up dying, giving Dahmer's the kill, but the bomb is defused nonetheless, and DC out the back of 2 amazing sniper shots has sent themselves up 2-0.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Ziplix was on a 3 streak before he found his doom off of the top of this. We should see it, and, that led him to his, untimely demise. But, streaks off the board for the Paris Renegades. Sox now find themselves on a 2 streak after those solid shots. Paris Renegades need to bounce back here on the defensive end, because DC Minutemen with a hot start in the search and destroy.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a B push here. Yes, we will. 2-2 split for Paris, so they've got something to work with here, at least a little bit of defensive force towards both. Super Perp gets aggressive. Sox reads that info. He turns around and gets beamed. Super Perp, though, quickly traded out by Robbie. A great play out of both of those players, and Super Perp with a great read. Bookie sees Ziplix up top, takes a couple of shots. Ziplix managing to bob and weave underneath. Ziplix actually finds one as well, and here comes the push from Ray and Dahmers. I feel like we've seen this one before, as he's left once again into a precarious situation. The bomb almost certainly go down, and now Dahmers has to make an unfathomable play in order to bring Renegades back into the forefront.
Yeah, it looks like DC Minutemen get that bomb down on the B site. Now Dahmers, just looking for any kills he can get, similar to Super Perp in that one round. But every 1v3 is not impossible. It just comes down to whether the DC Minutemen allow it to happen or not. But with 25 seconds left, looks like Dahmers may be opting to go for a swim here, but looks like he may want to take one before he heads out.
Yeah, he's looking around. He does see Robbie inside. One player is top fire. Comms probably came through there. Robbie turns around through the window sill. 3-0 DC Minutemen. Quite the shift in pacing from that Tuscan hardpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a hot start, and this is what we wanted if we were rooting for DC Minutemen here. You want to see them bounce back as soon as possible because, with a hardpoint that close, sometimes it can kill the morale, but it looks like the DC Minutemen spirits are still up in this search and destroy because, 3-0 off the break. They find themselves back on a defense. They're looking good here for sure.
Yeah, most certainly. And it looks like another B push for the side of Paris. Trying to see what they can get done. Robbie watching the cross. Spots out Bookie. He's dices. Shots land, but no kills as of yet. Ray looking to put on the flank. There's a bit of a spread now for Paris, trying to cement themselves inside middle, inside out. And Dahmers gets taken down by Ray, who's been patrolling the flank this entire match. Bomb does go down, but another 4v3 retake. Probably no problem for the DC Minutemen. Sox with the sniper. Spots one out. Looking to the pick, one's inside, but Ray continues to find the kills from the flank. Sid goes down the site. Super Perp up top. He's got a bit of a battle ahead of him. Gets some shots down on the bomb, but the players continue to push him. Robbie takes him down. A bit of an overzealous return with the pistol, and DC just on a roll.
Yeah, and I think you kind of touched on it there in that round, but it really is Ray, the difference maker for this DC Minutemen team. I feel like every single round we've seen him, hit a perfect, route to find some shots into some Paris Renegades players. And, once you get a player applying that much pressure into your setup, if he can find at least one, it makes the other players turn no matter what. You at least have that player in your head. You're thinking, oh, we got to worry about this guy now. And right now, Ray is doing a fantastic job. And Paris Renegades just really have no answer for it for the time being. It looks like DC Minutemen are going to go back to that A site, and this is what I like to see in Search and Destroy, going back and forth, really showing your cards on both bomb sites. And now DC Minutemen looking for any sort of opening they can get here. Ray picks up one, but Sox gets taken down. I feel like it's not too long before Ray tries to make a play into their base.
Yeah, and Robbie playing so slow, just trying to make sure that this flank is covered the whole time, and Ray, obviously, going to be the one closest. Dahmers managing to find a kill as well. Makes a nice read onto Ray. So a 2 versus 3. Robbie playing this patiently does work out in the end. He takes down Bookie. I think at this point, DC, slow down just a little bit. Try to get together. Try to figure out what you want to do. Paris as well. Trying to just hold down this A side, especially because they know Bomb was down, right? Managed to find that kill on him, so they can really just not move this entire time. All Super Perp has to do is just hold on to this flank. Dahmers chills on Bomb. Ray looking for an opening. Robbie coming to help him as well. Patience is the name of the game. Dahmers holding on to the bomb. Shots come through. Robbie turns around. Not gonna be able to find the kill. Does enough though, but Dahmers finds the 2-piece. Ray picked up, I believe it was Super Perp inside of Planters, but Dahmers goes huge with the 2-piece. And that'll finally get Paris onto the board.
Yeah, Ray almost able to clutch up that round. It was like a fight for who could get the 2-piece because, Ray takes down Super Perp, Dahmers takes down Robbie, and, the 1v1 fight ensues. But, that's a big round for Paris Renegades. Dahmers gets all 4 in that round, a big ace to bounce back for Paris Renegades, but it's still an uphill battle from here.
Yeah, not to call anybody out, but Bookie and Sid currently bringing a batch to the police station, unfortunately. Not much to be seen on their end as of the right moment, but Looking to get this bomb down on A. The rush plant comes through, and Ray has put himself in the spot to get a flank as well. Super Perp goes down by his hand. Dahmer's quickly on the refrag. And now pushes into fire. Socks with a nice little sniper shot. Bookie going to challenge. Manages to find Ray. Gets himself on the board now. And Sid looking to do the same. Holding out her. Challenge comes through. Will the kills fly their way? Bomb down. 25 seconds left on the clock. Socks pushing through. Going outer. Ziplix finds one. The push coming through. Shots go the way. And Socks managed to pick up the last. And that'll be the defuse 5-1 to DC Minutemen.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm Paris Renegades in that situation, I mean, I feel like the best bet there is to just completely back up. You have somewhat of an idea of where those players are coming from, and you opt to just play the outside of the train station. But if they back up to that long, train line of sight, they can see the bomb perfectly, and they misplay that a little bit. DC Minutemen close out the round, and they find themselves up 5-1. Ray sitting at 9-4 here. He's absolutely frying here. In only 6 rounds, he's found 9 kills, Zenny, so he's doing his thing.
Yeah, this guy is absolutely doing work, and I think we're probably just going to see another air rush here. A 2-2 split for Paris is certainly going to be an interesting way to see, and they're all going to hit through secret. They're all going to hit through secret. They're just going to continue to run past. No one looks fire, and Super Perp doesn't see them either, so they're just going to be able to get through the backside. Paris have no idea what's going on. They've pushed up. They're absolutely confused. Ziplix finds the opening shot. That was heard around the world. Robbie finds one as well. Ray picks up the third, and Dahmer's once again left in the 1 versus 4 slow-mo for the ending as DC Minutemen. They're going to even it up with a dominant S&D.
And, I love to see that quad push through secret strat out of DC Minutemen. They find themselves up 5-1 on the offensive end, and they say, hey, let's do something rogue. And, that was probably, one of the most rogue things I think you could have...
in the early parts of the round for the team on defense. Now, for the DC Minutemen, they've been blessed to have the good side, but look at Paris. Flooding B. We talked about the mid push. DC have flooded that side. And the Sox probably going to get blessed with an early flank here. Let's see if anyone from Paris reads it. He does. Super Perp managed to find the kill, but Ziplix quick on the trade. They turn around to watch the flank, but Ray absolutely beaming. Bookie trying to do what he can over towards the B point, trying to figure out what he can do. Sid finds one. The trades quickly come through, and Bookie going to be able to stop the time for just a moment. Super Perp on to A. And now, 2 points being taken by Paris.
Yeah, and the kills were going in favor of the Paris Renegades off the break. They aren't able to get a cap on, or a point tick onto B, but, that B push opens up that A site, and now they find themselves with some solid control over here, but, obviously we both know, Zenny, that B point is the harder one to get, so even if they do get this A point, that is a little bit, standard here on the Tuscan control, but off the break, Super Perp on a 4, looking for a 5. Is he able to get it? They do get that A point, but the kills going in their favor, but they find themselves up 5 lives, which is, a good start, but they're going to have to fight through DC to get onto this B point.
Yeah, and that A capture really does solidify the fact that, even come next round, if they lose this one, they've got some wiggle room to work with. They can afford to give up A, still be tight in ticks, but a bit of a precarious situation. Paris have managed to push to the top side of the minimap. No one's flooding back towards Ray. Everybody's running into Robbie in the back. And now, it looks like number 1 managed to find a kill. That's going to be Dahmer's. He's trying to finesse around the back as well. The spawns are still coming up. Dahmer's finds a second, finally does get taken down. Robbie being the gatekeeper over towards here. Flat. DC Minutemen, 3 kills, 3 players, managed to find them all, and that's going to be a wipe off B zone. 4 life advantage now for Paris.
Paris, still feeling good in this round, but you only got a minute 20 left to whittle down these DC Minutemen lives to 0, or maybe get any sort of tick here at the B point, but for now, Paris Renegades playing it slow, waiting for DC Minutemen to maybe make a mistake while the rest of their team pushes around, but Ziplix gets a nice opening first blood onto Super Perp. Ray gets another one in his favor, tries to get 2, he does, and that's, kind of a big shutdown, because that kind of evens up the lives here, Zenny. Paris goes from a 4 life lead down to just a 1.
Yeah, and Ray is still continuing to go off. They're making it 3 in a row. Ziplix as well, helping him out. Everybody on DC Minutemen on a streak at the moment. Unfortunately, Ziplix does get traded out, ruins that pretty little number beneath the streak column for them. But Ray still on 1 as well, 4 in a row for him. Was about 3 and 4, now 7 and 4, almost the double positive mark. Super Perk though shuts down that streak as well. Robbie still working towards something of his own, might be able to find something, but now the push mounting from Paris, flooding through the bottom church area, coming arches, We're going to be able to take down Ray. Sox, though, quick on the trades. Ziplix picks up 2, and now Super Perp going to be the last one close enough within the time span, and Robbie's going to be able to clear him up. 4 streak for the boy, and 3 ticks up for Paris, but no more, unfortunately, hitting in round number 2.
Yeah, and a spectacular B-hold out of the DC Minutemen to shut down that round. I mean, Paris Renegades are looking to be in the driver's seat of that round for just a minute, but DC do a great job of holding, a solid team setup to shut down that B point from all angles. I mean, it really started with Ray getting that, 2-piece in the back of the map, moving on to that church, getting a 3rd, and, lastly in that round, it was Ziplix with a solid 2-piece to shut down that final push. Super Perp was left alone, and DC Minutemen get that round 1, so now, with only 3 ticks on the board for Paris Renegades, if DC can get even 4 ticks in this round, they're feeling good, and, they find themselves on AO so quick.
Yeah, Bookie finds the opening. Blood. Is he going to be able to find any more? Sucks. Quick on the refrag. Sliding forward, he's going for the challenge, beams him off the head. He rechallenges. Super Perk finds the 3rd, grabs a tick for his team. Dahmer's still on the flank, multi-kill times 3. You see that pop up in the header. Sox, though, does get taken down. Has opened up the B side for his team, though. DC flooding onto the B zone, trying to pick up all their angles. Super Perp finds the opening pick on the retake, gets taken down. Quick trades out of him. Sid, though, gets taken down also. Robbie helping out his teammate AR coverage as well. And they continue to find these kills off the cuts. That's almost 2 ticks down on the B zone. Ziplix reflanking the flank from Dahmer's. He's up top, gets taken down. Sox as well, 3 streak for him. And B goes first for DC.
Yeah, and that was absolutely perfect out of DC Minutemen. The timings were all going in their favor. They find that B point, and now Paris Renegades are forced to defend this, more difficult to defend A zone. And at this point, I'm sure they don't expect DC Minutemen to push straight through their spawn and try to work it themselves because, I mean, DC Minutemen are just on another one right now. They're getting all the kills on the board, but Bucky is still here, and the control does go in the Paris Renegades' favor for just a moment, but it's oh so quick for DC Minutemen to make a little trek back to that A point.
Sox almost finds another 2-piece. Ray hopping on, finds Dahmer's. That's going to be a quick kill. Sid inside of L, looking to push some flank, but gets taken down by Ziplix on the quick read. Up 3 lives now are DC. The pushes come through. Bookie, nice shots there to take down Ziplix. The mid control held over. AR presence as well. Ray looking to kill Bookie, who's silently contesting. Sox in the flank gets taken down. Trades are back and forth. Bit of a stalemate here as DC are looking to progress on this A zone. The second tick will not come through as Sid finds 2, make it a 3rd. As Paris are going to even up the lives, deplete that tick, and hopefully go back to a spawn trap to try to give themselves this offensive round.
Sox is still applying pressure in this Paris base, though he gets taken down by Super Perp. Big play out of them to shut it down, but Ziplix is back on the pressure yet again. They know they have to work through this Paris Renegades base from all angles so they can find their way onto the B or the A point, but Ziplix works it at the perfect time, and now the stack should come in for the DC Minutemen. Sox in this bottom church, wreaking havoc just as well, playing his life for as long as he possibly can, trying to make it mixy. Sid picks up one of his own as well, but Robbie is able to take it down, and the cap comes in, Zenny. DC Minutemen are up 2-0 in Tuscan control.
Yeah, I mean, and really that all stems off that back of, off that Sox 3-piece, right? Because what happens is everybody on DC goes down. Sox picks up the 3-piece, is still on A. So now Paris are like, oh, everybody's off spawn. Let's go kill Sox on A, and we'll be able to clear him off, and then we'll be able to regain map control. They forget that the spawn's going to spawn them up on roofs. Everybody floods into B, finds the correct kills at the right time, and then just off their respawn, plays the cuts perfectly, captures B, and then they flood over towards A. Great plays out of DC, and now they're getting aggressive once again on the defensive side. It looks like Paris going to have a two ticks early, but Super Perp going to be the last one standing on the zone. Manages to find a nice kill there on a 3 streak of zone. And honestly, if you're DC, just give up A. You have the tick lead already. You can afford to give up this A point. Just play your solid defense. You've got a round buffer. Don't overexert yourself.
Yeah, only 2 minutes left for the Paris Renegades, which, is a lot in control, but it's still not a lot of time in the grand scheme of things because it's so tough to get onto this B point at times. And, with DC Minutemen, we know they have a very, lockdown B hold. So if they can, replicate that like they did in the first round, they're feeling good in this defense. And Ziplix is running amok here in his own base. He sees another one above him, and that's 3 for Ziplix on a 4 streak as of now. And he's just doing a great job of shutting down that Paris Renegades push from all angles. There's really nothing they can do right now. Super Perp finds himself in the back. He does have a glide bomb to work with here. And at some point, I think if you're Super Perp, you really do want to call that in because the situation is getting dire now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to call this in, right? You don't know if you're not guaranteed a round 3 by any means against this DC Minutemen team. You will have to call this in this round if you want to be able to capture this B zone. God forbid an act of actual God come in and kind of smite DC Minutemen off this point. But look at this setup. Just finding the cuts, finding the flanks at the right moments. Robbie picking up multiple pieces. You got Socks onside, inside the cut. Just holding this P3 side. They're controlling middle. The only thing that they've left open is that top radio. But the kills continue to go the way of DC. Up 3 lives as Paris continuing to just get shut down.
Yes, it's just continuous shutdowns out of the DC Minutemen. Bucky finds one onto Sox, but that's just the start of the push for the DC Minutemen. Sox already spawned up, and Robbie picks up one of his own. Ray picks up another, and the push now coming in from field for the Paris Renegades, and they only have 40 seconds left. That's what we were talking about, Zenny. This timer runs down so fast, especially when you can't find your way onto the point to stop the timer.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hop on the point, get some kills in order to actually kind of tick this down, but 4 life advantage for DC. Ziplix going in the spawn, trying to play Exterminator, not going to be able to find the kill, but his assistant comes in, that's going to be Sox, picks up the kills there. Paris spreads so thin, the resources so spread apart. 15.3 though, they managed to hop on the point for but a second, but they have to go for these kills. They have to get some sort of clearance. Robbie finds an early kill. Player still pushing through the back, get taken down. Sid managed to fly forward, find that kill, but the trades continue to come through for DC. Sid trying to go huge, picks up 2, it runs out of ammo. Unfortunate for the guy. Robbie, Ziplix managed to pick up the kill. 4 seconds remaining. Bottom church is Ziplix's playground. We all know this. He just picked up a 3. We'll see that one in the kill cam. Send it to map 4.
Yeah, and that's DC Minutemen, top down from that control from start to finish. They were playing fantastic there. And, it wasn't like Paris didn't have some openings here, and this is the best play we were talking about. That turnaround to close out the map. Ziplix 26 and 19 flying for the...
You can start to take this one to the map 5, certainly take it to the distance, but DC, have the momentum riding. They're going to be spawning on the bad side, though, so off the P1.
Yeah, and it all starts here. I mean, Paris Renegades have to have a good hold off the break to keep this game in their favor. And it looks like DC Minutemen are trying to find their way around the back. Looks like they just want to make sure they do not get, those spawns flipped out. All 4 of the kills go in to the Paris Renegades' favor, and a fantastic start for them. Sox trying to work up this outer side, but has no teammates behind him. Gets taken down by Super Perp. And now, with 30 seconds left, it looks like Paris should get a good chunk of time here on this P1, to say the least. So, if you're DC Minutemen, honestly, at this point, the focus comes up to that rotation already.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the benefits of spawning good side on this map. You get to the hill a whole 3 seconds before the other team even has a chance to step foot in it. That gives you a 3-second buffer to set up and figure out where the other team's coming from before you even get into a gunfight. That has led to Super Perp having a 5 spree and 0 time gained for DC. Now the rotation has to come in. Bookie's picked up a 2-piece, Sid's picked up 1. Paris have decided to come out swinging map 4.
Yeah, absolutely. They are not going down without a fight, Zenny, but Ziplix has something to say about it. He picks up 2 with the Automaton, and now it's a full DC Minutemen hold on this P2, and Paris Renegades find themselves a little separated. Super Perp trying to make any play he can to get these streaks. He sees Ray, takes him down. Now he needs to find one more, but he's getting shots in from his side. Ziplix gets taken down by Dahmers. Super Perp finds himself still on a 6 streak, and we know this glide bomb can be oh so important on a map like Berlin, where you can, nade that P4 area to try to shut it down. But it's going to be a push in from DC Minutemen. Super Perp gets that 7th kill, by the way, so he has a glide bomb in hand, but DC Minutemen have, somewhat of a solid P2 hold, and they have the rotations to P3 as well.
Yeah, rotation really matters here. They've got Robbie stuck up in the back, really just trying to make sure that the squad spawns stay on him. Got number 3, Sox inside fire. All lanes are watched for DC now, but the push Paris have to do what they can. They're footing in through fire. 3 players in. Ziplic's managed to find one. The trade quickly comes through. Ray's getting footed in. 1 player goes down. The second one for Ray. Last player's up top fire, trying to spawn kill as fast as he can. Does get retraded though. The spawns coming up. Outer P1. Sox has set himself up. Finds 3 in a row. And the last player is there as well. The shots come through. Superperp manages to take him down. And with a nice continued hold here, we can see DC take the lead.
Yes, they absolutely could, Zenny, but they're going to have to hold the push from the front. Sid picks up one onto Ray. Ziplix trades it out, but here comes the contest in. Dahmers, the kills are going back and forth, and Paris Renegades find the break with 20 seconds left. DC Minutemen should still spawn up at that back docks area, and if you're DC, that's not really what you want. Paris Renegades have the full opportunity to rotate here, and they're still contesting this time. Dahmers has stayed alive for so long. He has 3 on the P3 to let his teammates rotate, and he's picking up all of the scrap.
5 in a row for Dahmers, working towards that glide bomb, and he can afford to play as many cuts as he wants here. Look at what this has done to the DC team. You know, they're trying to run towards new, but they're always giving those occasional glance backs because they know Dahmers is going to be hitting this pinch right here. Finds one, finds the second. Give him the glide bomb. That'll do it there. 2 glide bombs now in favor of Paris. Ziplic's going to be the last one up. Finds the 2-piece, but he has to find the challenges onto the new. Gets taken down as well. The spawns are spread thin for DC, as this has just been a runaway game for Paris so far. Here comes the streak, gliding right down onto the point. Should be able to take down one, takes down none rather, as the pinch comes in from Paris though, and the kills line themselves up. Ray, Ziplic's trying to quick on the respawn, but Bookie, Sid, trying to hop back onto the point, trying to clean this one up, but looks like DC have done their job, contested this hill. Let's send it to P5.
Yeah, but Paris Renegades find themselves up just under 50 points here as this P5 will pop. Dahmer still has that glide bomb in hand, so, no question as to why Superperp used it there. Gets that info, and, he's still got another one in his back pocket from his teammates. But it's going to be a fight for this P5 off the break, and Paris Renegades keep their gunnies hot. Superperp 16-4, Zenny, off the break of this game. I mean, he's playing fantastic here. He's doing so with the automaton as well, and he's not playing slow either. He's doing his thing for sure. And now Paris Renegades are finding a good amount of time here on this P5.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely dominance. But Ray, shooting rays out of his gun is what he's doing there. Nice 3-piece out of him. Sox holding this train side down. Re-challenges on Dahmers. Dahmers managed to pick up that gunfight. That's a good one to win. Bookie as well on the trade. Continued fights go down. Sid challenges the old hill for 16 seconds. Gets taken down. DC gonna be able to grab this scrap time. It's like a map 1 replay all over again, but the new setup towards this P1. Paris looking solid throughout the first rotation on this P1. I think another 40 here. We might be seeing a quick exit to map number 5.
Yeah, and the second P1 rotation is oh so important because you can't let Paris get a lot of time here because it's definitely a money hill you can find if you can do it right. But Superperp is just patrolling around this P1 area. Picks up another one onto Robbie on a 3 streak. Just playing his long angles that he likes so much because, with that automaton, you can fight from any distance for sure. But for now, Paris just running up the points. They're reaching around 150 here right now, and there's still 30 seconds left on this hill.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a replay of the first rotation. The DC have not touched this hill. The kill, though, does come through, helps them onto this point, too. Going to be able to grab this last 20 seconds, the scrap time. Good and all, but you got to think about this rotation, and that's where Paris are heading. Looks like Sox going to be the early one here. Going to be able to take down Sid, the kill. 1 player in the back warehouse. This is going to be Superperp. Sox grabs that one as well. Looking for the 3rd and 4th. Can he grab it? Almost. Bookie, 1 shot now on the stairway. Is going to be able to get traded out by Ziplix, and now DC has set themselves up in a good spot to hopefully take this lead back.
Yeah, and that 3-piece from Sox could be so big because, they really did not have any sign of rotation there, but instead, they get the time, and Sox picks up another one to shut down that hold. Sox just holding that window area, but there's one in front of him. It's Superperp. He almost gets 2, but Robbie picking up the last one, and DC Minutemen could find their way back into this game because they're cutting off these players from the train push, and now the final 30 could go in their favor here. I mean, DC Minutemen look like they can find their way back into this game, and they have the rotation on lock for now.
Yeah, but Paris going to be able to grab this scrap time. You flood in. 3 players from DC have committed to the rotation, so they're not going to be able to contest this hill. It's a free 20 for Paris. But now Superperp, he's going to be the guy to look out for. It does get taken down, and Last player up is Bookie. He's going to be trying to hold down this scrap time, and the cuts now are what's going to be played from DC. Setup is in. All angles are held. This is where the comeback has to begin.
It absolutely is. You have the setup. You just have to play it correctly, and Ray and Ziplix with the big first 2 kills to shut down the push. Ziplix picks up another one, grabs that MP40, and the last one is coming from Super Perp on that left side, and he might have the spawns in his favor, but one spawn's in front of him. They know he's still on that dockside area. Paris Renegades trying to flood into this fire area. Ray sees one, another one in front of him and above him. He does not find him. Dahmers and Sid picking up the kills that they need, and now DC Minutemen, they still spawn up at that dockside area, and with 30 seconds left on this hill, this is important time, Zenny. So DC Minutemen have to find the kills here because it's about to get out of control here if they can't find this scrap.
Yeah, talking about out of control, we would be going to the scrappy P4, P5 combo, and it looks like DC gonna all rely on Socks now. Bookie with 19 health. The nade can come through. I mean, all he has to do is just contest this time. Continue to pre-fire, gets one. 9 seconds left. What could have been a closer to tie game is now, but nothing for scrap time. The rotation is what matters now, and it looks like Paris are gonna easily be able to win this one out. The 2 players closest to the hill for DC go down. Dahmers pushing out this cut. Not to remind you, he has a glide bomb as well. Still has it in the back pocket, turns around, almost beams Robbie, but the trade from Robbie quickly comes in. Super Perp, though, the guy has been on an absolute tear this match. Gets the kills, but unfortunately for Paris, DC have slid right on in, find the early picks, and they're going to be able to try to spawn trap Paris in this back warehouse.
Yeah, they will. They do call the glide bomb in, but it doesn't get anything for it. Super Perp, though, picks up 2 on the other side to kind of fight that front push. Picks up 3 on a 3 streak. 30 and 14 for Super Perp with the automaton. He's absolutely not missing here, and it's led Paris to a 50-point lead here in this hard point Berlin. And with 15 seconds left, DC Minutemen almost forced to give up the rest of the scrap time and focus on the scrappy P5. I mean, it's going to have to be a complete turnaround for DC Minutemen to close out this hard point.
We've seen teams string P5 to P1, so it's not impossible, but the task is most certainly tall, especially when Sid is beaming like that. Guys making it for his S&D woes and the respawns as the kills are coming through this way. 4 go down for DC, and now it's going to be Paris all in the power position. Socks finds the early kill. The slide comes through. Dahmer's going to be able to pick up the kill. Ziplix on the reflag, though. And it's getting a little bit mixy here on the P5. Ziplix finds the second on the 2 streak, potentially be working towards something later on, but Dahmers picks up 1. Robbie, Socks find the kill. Super Perp goes down as well off the back of his kill, and the warehouse spawns are up. 30 seconds left on this P5. Still have the P1 spawns. If you are DC, you know that it looks like Paris is going to be pushing this P2 side. Kills continue to fly back and forth. Super Perk pulls in a glide bomb. I think he got another one off of that. And Dahmers as well clear off the point. And it's going to be all towards the rotation now. To P1, DC must hold because Paris so close to victory.
Yeah, and Super Perp is making the deep flank here. Not sure if they're going to read it. Robbie picks up Bucky, but Super Perp's behind him. They find him, and they take him down, so that's big. There's still a long ways to go here, though, for the DC Minutemen, down around 90 points here, or, 80 or something. I'm bad at math. But Dahmer's trying to push in through P1, but 48 seconds left. Paris Renegades forced to make a push here on the hill. DC Minutemen, though, have a good hold for now. Picks up Ziplix. Bucky trying to find his way around the left side, pulls that nade, and the rest of Paris Renegades trying to make a push here. Socks holding that back. Is he able to take down Bucky? He does. The kill still going in their favor. The contest coming in. Dahmer, the last one on time. The office completely blown up. There is no coverage left on that office after all of that, nade, spam, and stun, and the fights here at P1. But DC Minutemen still alive for now, but the rotation has to come in. Paris to make the rotation. They don't want to win here, but on that P2, this is where the game could end here for the Paris Renegades.
Yeah, Paris have just managed to clean off the rotation. 2-second buffer now, no second buffer. You got 10 seconds to get in this hill, figure out something for DC. The kills continue to fly the way of Paris. Hit markers aren't going to do you anything, and Super Perp picks up 2, picks up the 3rd, wipes the map clean of the DC Minutemen, sends the revolution packing straight back to Boston, and we will send ourselves to Desert Siege.
Yeah, and Paris Renegades win the second hardpoint, 250 to 211. It looked a little bit more dominant there than it did in the Tuscan, obviously, because, they were kind of winning the whole entire time. DC Minutemen slowly trying to find their way back into this game, but they end up closing it out on that P2. And, I mean, look at Super Perp.
Paris is going to be starting off on the offense. So it will be on them to set the tempo here, decide how fast they want this game to be played, and obviously send Super Perp over to AR land. Let him shoot some beamers, and now early mid control the way of DC, but look at this. Not even 15 seconds into the round, bomb is going down. Quick trades, 3v3 retake now for DC. Sox finds one quick though. And 2 versus 3 defense needed. Ray quickly flying out. The kills go their way, and Bookie, he's going to have to try to find something here, but all the angles covered, and just as fast as the bomb went down, that's just as fast as it got diffused, and whoo, that's a way to set the S&D into motion.
Yeah, I mean, Paris Renegades get that bomb down, and DC just doing such a great job of flying around the map together to shut down that, just any control that they had. They took down all those players over on that B site, and, the last one was kind of a freebie. He was forced to chow at the last second, and they are able to close out that defense. But, big defense off the break. Let's see if they can get it back over here on that offense.
Yeah, we talked about, in the first series on this Desert Siege map, right? Teams would get middle control of this middle building and then not do anything with it. DC do the opposite. They get full control of the middle building and do everything with it. And now it's Paris' turn to do that as well. Sid, setting the opening tempo, opening blood, goes their way. Super Perp quick to find the second one. And now Sox, Ziplix. Stuck in a tough spot, 4 versus 2.
4v2 situation. They're playing it slow, trying to get maybe a pick so they can, pull this round back into their favor slowly. But, they're taking their time for now. Sox finds one up top, but Bucky able to shut him down. Now Ziplix left in a 1v4 situation. Let's see what he does here. All those Paris Renegades players, I'm pretty sure they know that the bomb is down somewhere in that area because there's no sign of Ziplix finding his way to that bomb for the time being. But 1v4, definitely an uphill battle here with 30 seconds left. It might be chalked.
Honestly, if you're Ziplix, you do strongly considering just throw yourself off the map. Don't give them any more kills, but he finds Sid, so that's going to be one to work with in the future. Ziplix looking to find what he can. One streak for him. 20 seconds left on the clock. It's not going to be able to do much, unfortunately. The long-range shots come in. Super Perp's got the beam. And Ziplix 4 health, 0 health. Paris bounce back.
Yeah, Paris with a big bounce back round, and that defense almost just as dominant as the first DC Minutemen defense. So this game could go the distance. Then both these teams, it looks like they are on their game here on Desert Siege Search and Destroy. But I feel like at any time DC can just string a couple rounds together and run away with it. But for that first defense, it looks like Paris Renegades more of a solid squad on this Desert Siege.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking very, very solid throughout the first couple of rounds. Not so much in the Berlin, but in this map, looking much better. It looks like the Rush B plant going to be the similar strat, but Ziplix chows in, manages to find the angle through the bomb site, takes down the planter. 4 versus 3 rather now. Dahmers looking to find the refrag. Has the spot, goes for the challenge, does manage to get it without being seen. 3 versus 3, evens it up. Sox with the sniper, sees one, goes for the shot, manages to find that kill, has angles on the next. 3 versus 2, bomb is down on B. You don't even have to get aggressive here, but it looks like Sox wants to put him in the phase 1. Shots continue to fly through, the trade does come in, the help with each other. 2 versus 2, bomb is down. Ray though finds one more, and that's going to be Bucky in the 1 versus 2.
Bucky with the automaton in hand as well. The bomb is down on that B site for now. He is worried that there's maybe a player at that deep ruins area. He might have a sight line. They do get the audio cue that bomb does get picked up. Robbie and Ray should both know that it was on that B site, but Bucky able to get this bomb down. Now what does he do? He tries to push into that side, and Robbie has sight lines on it, and that defuse is coming in for free, Zenny.
Yeah, I mean, well played out of Robbie and Ray there to just, even that up, find the kill. Ray does on the trade, and after that, they just play the 2 versus 1. They just play it together. They play it slow. Wait for the bomb plant because you don't need to get aggressive, and they're going to take in 3 straight defensive rounds in this Desert Siege.
Yeah, I mean, it might be the battle for who can get the offense because, at some point, these games become so defensively heavy that, if you can find any sort of offensive ground, you're feeling good, but DC Minutemen is their chance to find the offense right here, but, off the break, it looks like they're just playing it slow for now. They're playing for the picks, but the push is coming in from player 7. That's Ray Wouldn't you expect that at this point? I mean, Ray trying to make any sort of push he can, but Bucky takes him down. Sox evens it up, but Super Perp gets a trade of his own. And Sox with a big 2-piece up top, leaving this in a 2v2.
Yeah, and so once again, it seems like these lower kind of maneuverability situations are what we found ourselves in. 2 versus 2, 3 versus 2. Not really a lot of whole 4-4 action here. Bomb goes down. 35 seconds to work with if you're Paris. Super Perp is going to wrap the full way around. Sid's just trying to garner some information, find what he can, pushes on through. Finds one, but not going to be able to get the kill. The team shots come through, and Super Perp left in the 1 versus 2. 20 seconds to work with. He's got to get on this bomb. 7.5 defuse. It's going to be a tall task to ask, especially when Ziplix has the whole lane covered. Super Perp going for the challenge, but with that, the bomb can be watched. The angles can be held, unless a miracle occurs here. That's going to be the round win, even if DC does not manage to find the kill. Which he does, and that will mean DC take our first offensive round win.
Yeah, and that's a big one, Zenny. Going up 3-1 now. Paris Renegades are forced to fight off their back foot because, 3-1, they're getting close to, like, dangerous areas of, match point situations. But DC Minutemen back on the defensive end as well, so... if they can string these last 2 rounds together, that's a big lead here in Desert Siege Search and Destroy. So Paris are going to be forced to, try to find an offense here. Find this offense and you can find your way back to this game.
Yeah, 100% Sox. Stay on him with the sniper. What can he do? Can he find any poor soul that walks into the crosshairs?
Ooh.
Ducks just as the timing comes through. Goes back to searching. Oh, I want to see one so bad. Biggest thing.
Just looking for any sort of sightline he can get. He's also not sure that they're going toward the A site because he hasn't seen anybody make that cross. Paris playing so slow for the time being. They know DC Minutemen get kind of aggressive at times, so they're just waiting for any sort of play that they try to make. They want to shut it down, and then they'll make that play toward the A site. Don't think he saw that player enter his scope for just that moment there, but, Paris Renegades holding the line.
Ooh, that was a beam out of Super Perp. Sox had the sights lined up on the head, gets taken down. A great shot there. Dahmers makes the aggressive play. Then, in the 4 versus 2, they use their momentum, get the bomb down. Robbie and Ziplix stuck between a rock and a hard place now. Have to find 4 plus defuse, and Paris could just afford to set themselves in any which way they want. Bookie clears that one out, and Robbie now. 1v4. Just send it to Paris.
Yeah, Paris Renegades close out that offense, and that's big for them, Zenny. We said that before the round started. They needed that offense, and now we go back to the defensive end. But, from what we've seen, it looks like DC Minutemen are solid on the offensive end as well. It looks like, at this point, this is when the adjustments come in, Zenny, because, both these teams have kind of set the boundaries for their default strategies. And, let's take a look at Super Perp 7-3 off the break. He's retaining that momentum from the Berlin hardpoint, and DC Minutemen are forced to shut him down at some point. Sox and Co. trying to make any sort of move they can get, and it looks like they're doing more of the same that Paris is trying to employ. They're trying to just take their time, wait for Paris to make a mistake.
Yeah, Super Perp has really gotten aggressive here. Ray finds the first opening, managed to get that pick. He's just going to jump right on up. Does get taken down by Super Perp, who played the aggressive angle. Sox, though, quick on the trade. Finds the second onto Sid. The turn and burn, and now Bookie left in the 1 versus 3. Can he find something to even this S&D up? 3-3, 4-2. Very different score lines when we look at the potential outcomes. And now Bookie going around the flank, trying to find what he can. 2 players in the back, 1 player just holding the line on bomb. Bookie has info on 1. Ziplix most certainly has the info on him. That's a nice couple of shots there. 30 seconds to work with is doable. Bookie going down the right side of these stairs. Robbie has not moved. Gets a timing on Sox. The shots come in, but no kill. Runs through, goes up top, looking for him with the pistol. Going for the kill. Does not manage to find it. And DC Minutemen are going to go up 4-2.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point, Bucky really doesn't have many options there. I mean, he's running out of time. He's got to push that out, and Sox reads the play pretty well. Sox sitting at 8-4 right now. He gets 3 in that round, so a great round out of Sox to allow the DC Minutemen to bounce back. And, if they win this defense here, it gets to dangerous territory for the Paris Renegades. They're going to be forced to find another offense, and I mean, the first 3 rounds went defense. It seems like the next 3 have gone offense, Zenny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just come down to those small adjustments like you talked about. Teams are finally figuring out the set strategies to learn to counter them. Mid control, less of a priority for DC as this game has gone on, but Ray, he has been like the first blood machine for DC throughout both S&Ds, and that is what he's looking to do here. He's put himself in a good position, but has Dahmer's ready. He's right below him. No challenge comes through. Bucky's actually the one that finds the opening. The bomb is getting planted now, but Ziplix goes for the angle once again, tried to kill the guy off planner. Does not manage to find it. Super Perp finds the kill as well. Ray now has to figure out what he wants to do. Find an early kill. Sock has done his part, finding the sniper shot, but here comes Dahmer. He sees the flank. The info is through. Dahmer's being patient with the trigger discipline, not gonna give this kill up for free. Just continuing to follow behind Ray for as long as he can. Sid takes down Socks. Ray finally gets taken down. The game of cat and mouse. And Paris must win round. They take it.
Yeah, game of cat and mouse, but the mouse didn't even know the cat was behind him. It was the longest mouse sprint away that I've almost ever seen. But Dahmer's able to pick up that kill. And now we're going to 4-3. So Paris Renegades win that offense that they needed. Now DC Minutemen forced to bounce back. Sox has been so powerful with that sniper, but DC Minutemen hasn't been able to really turn those into W's here.
Yeah, no capitalization, switching to the AR for the offense. Ziplix pushing up. Super Perp is on the read. The pixel peaked. Instant bullets to the face from Super Perp, and now Sid has been allowed to push up. Ray, though, could find this kill very easily based on one timing, but it looks like Sid is just holding this. The timings come through. They see each other. Sid gets the pre-fire first. The help coming in for DC, but the backup for Sid. Just holding this B zone. Cancel as many options as they can. Paris holding.
Super Perp gets the first blood they needed, and he backs up on it as well. So now DC Minutemen only have 45 seconds to try to plant this bomb, and in a life disadvantage. It's not looking good for them. Paris holding the line on this B bomb site. Robbie trying to make the play back to that B possibly, but Sid with a big kill onto Sox. Robbie evens things up, but it doesn't even make it even yet. Still a 3-2 life advantage. Ray makes it even. 2v2 situation now, but it's going to be a tough situation because you got to find that bomb and you got to get it planted. Super Perp picks up one, and he picks up the other. Super Perp is beaming, Zenny. He has not stopped.
This guy, he loaded into Berlin hardpoint, and he just decided he wasn't going to miss anymore. The guy has just landed almost 100% of his shots every single time. The guy has not missed. He's gotten shot in the back every time he dies. He feels like the guy is just on an absolute tear. 2-4 now. Went to 4-4. Paris have brought it back. The swing round coming into effect. And it is getting close here. Sox and Super Perp are your MVPs so far for this S&D. And Super Perp is looking to find the kills. The push coming in now. It looks like DC have decided to get aggressive. Dom has the early information. He's going to be able to find one. Sid not going to be able to do that. Ray and Sox quickly on the reflags. Super Perp, though. Quick trade. 2 versus 2 now. Paris, DC set themselves up in good positions. Bomb is down for Paris. A 4 streak for Super Perp. If you could turn this into something, it will be massive come the later rounds. DC spread out. One person grabbed the B. One person grabbed A. I think Super Perp saw Robbie all the way out, or just barely through the bottom of the truck. Robbie slowly moving forward, just trying to inch ever so close. Sox just wants to hold A.
I feel like Super Perp actually did see him, but wasn't 100% sure he saw him because it's not 100% sure, like, he completely called that there's somebody on the deep flank. It looks like Bucky does have an idea that there's maybe somebody back there, but it's Robbie just taking his time. Bucky does end up grabbing the bomb, and they take it straight to B. They want to plant this right now, and they plant it for the side of Super Perp. They've completely flipped this map on its head, and now a 2v2 situation, DC Minutemen are forced to retake.
Yeah, Robbie knocks. No one's home. Slides into the first. That's going to be a huge win out of Sox. Super Perp quick on the retrade. 1 bullet needed. Robbie finds the trade, though. The angle through the wall. And he'll be able to find that defuse, and DC Minutemen can breathe a nice big sigh as they will head into round 10 with the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that might have been one of the final pixels that Robbie could have taken Super Perp down off of. We're going to see it in the kill cam here, but actually match point. But, round 10. you know, this is so important here. DC Minutemen are trying to close this out now. They don't want to go to another Game 5, Round 11. This would be 2 weeks in a row, Zeddy. You know, I don't know if they can handle the stress, but we know, you know, they want to close it out here for sure.
Yeah, the pressure is on them, actually. It's their game to lose. Bucky gets the early shots down. And look at this A presence. Honestly, if you're DC, you just got to flood with it. There's no way you're backing out of this now. You already know that someone's going to be pushed up watching your side steps. Bucky still up top. That kill going to be so crucial. Goes for the challenge. Robbie gets taken down. Bucky manages to hold his own. He's actually watching the flank as well. Takes down 2. Bomb goes down, but it's going to be not that important at this point. A 4 versus 2 is what matters. Ziplic's trying to salvage the last remains. Sox picks up 1 as well. 1 versus 2. The information is known. Bomb is down. 30 seconds on the clock. Can Sox make the big play? MVP throughout this entire map. Will he be able to do it? Sliding through. Paris are a bit separated. The pixels might just happen to the timing. Paris and Super Perp manages to find the kill. Jake, we're going to round 11.
Yet again, we're going to a round 11, and Super Perp has 16 kills. Zenny, I mean, he has like a 2.5 KD in the last 2 months. He's a glitch on the map, some might say. And, you know, in this round 11, I'm interested to see who's going to get that defensive end. We'll see soon. It will be Paris yet again. DC forced to win an offense round 11 yet again. Zenny, it doesn't get closer than this.
Dude, it really doesn't. From the hard point of 10 points to a dominant couple maps in a row for DC to a dominant hard point win for Paris, we've got ourselves to a round 11, and DC are tunneled in the back of their spawn, waiting for Paris to make a mistake. Paris not made many of those, it seems like, in this S&D, at least not from Super Perp. Early shots come in from Bucky. That's information gained and given. Sid holding this middle building as well as Dahmers. Everybody on DC so nervous, trying to hold these flanks. And everybody on both sides, no one wants to give up an inch. Sox moves forward, bomb going down. One player is outer, Robbie, trying to cover his teammate. Bomb does go down, 4v4 retake required. Rookie looks over, takes down Sox. Early advantage to Paris. Bomb is down, though. 37 seconds on the clock. The shots come into Bookie. One player, though, that's going to be Dahmers, goes on the flank. Ray quickly turns around, finds the pickup. 30 seconds left. Robbie picks up Sid, who gets aggressive. Super Perp. Now, Bookie, the duo, have to figure out what they want to do. Time is ticking. Ziplix finds the kill. Super Perp in a precarious situation, and Robbie comes through. DC Minutemen 2-3-5 will take the series.
The DC Minutemen have the maximum amount of ice that you could possibly have in these last 2 matches of their Call of Duty Rec League season. They close out another Game 5 Round 11 on Desert Siege. Sox 12-9.